What is up, party people? We wouldn't let the year end pass without showing up in your feeds one last time. So consider this our Christmas gift to you.
How else are we going to celebrate the Feliz Navidad of the year without an episode of us rambling,
Doing our traditional on-air Christmas gift opening.
I know, I'm so excited.
We had to fit this in somewhere, and you may have noticed we didn't put any episodes out this month because
Leah and I,
life's crazy.
We realized that we were pushing it too much this month, and she's moving. Work has just been insane for me. And
so
we made the decision to wait till January to put out some new episodes.
So we're here with a bonus of all bonuses. You're going to get a lot of just random rambling. But we are going to talk about 2 shows that we went to. So stay tuned for that. But we have important podcasting news in the fact that if you've been around for a while, you've heard me bitch and complain about the 7-Eleven that is near Beth Ann's house.
You know, bitch and complain is a strong term. I would prefer to say lightful commentary.
They never have a Slurpee machine that works.
True, but that's the charm.
That's the point of going to 7-Eleven. But we just got a brand new set, like brand new. Last Thursday, a week ago.
There's no stains in the coffee section. Brand new. That's what we're talking about here.
But not do they only have a Slurpee machine that works. They have four flavor Slurpee machines that work.
That equals, if you're counting at home, 16 types of Slurpees to choose from.
That's all you could ever want. And we went today. We got a free hot dog because they're in the middle of their grand opening month celebration, and it's a great dinner. Cost $1 because we got a Slurpee.
Mm-hmm.
Some actual important podcast news. I don't know exactly when this is rolling out. Today is the 16th?
Mm-hmm.
Today is the 16th. So by the time you listen, it should be rolled out. Spotify is adding podcast ratings.
Ooh.
As I tweeted earlier, it's about damn time. So if you listen to us on Spotify, if you have Spotify, just run over to our feed and just give us a little rating.
Does your grandson have Spotify? Steal their account. Leave us a 5-star review.
Just start stealing people's phones, opening their Spotify app, going to our podcast, and giving us a rating.
Yes.
I think it's just ratings. I don't think it's reviews.
Oh.
I don't know. The feature's not out in my feed yet, but
we'll find out sure enough.
Got an email about it today. All right. Do we want to open gifts now?
Yes. Who's going first?
I don't care.
You go first.
Okay. I'm going to hold this between my knees.
And of course, as I do, I give a speech before you open the gift as a setup. You are moving into a new house, as we have discussed on this podcast, so you needed a housewarming gift.
Okay. I'm getting some gift unwrapping ASMR. I should probably talk into the microphone.
Make sure you tap on the cardboard. Go to www.
I actually have long nails right now, so I can do that.
/AMSR cardboard.
It is... It's cute little art print that is wrapped in bubble wrap, so I can't quite read it. This is really awkward to talk into my knees. It is... Is that like where my house is?
Look up the coordinates.
How do you look up coordinates?
Type up coordinate to address converter. I don't know.
Coordinate, GPS coordinates. Find or enter. Google Maps. Why would I not think about that? On your computer, open Google Maps. I can't do that on my phone.
Here,
you're going to have to edit this part out because I
can pull it up on my laptop.
Okay.
What's the one? Coordinates?
37 degrees.
Hold on a sec. Coordinates for address.
My phone told me you had to use
Here you go.
a computer. I don't have enough hands to hold all this shit.
You have to figure it out. You have to type it in.
Yeah.
Here, I'll read it to you. Give me your...
I gotta put hold on. I got this. 37. Well, it would help if
got it down by the coordinate section.
37. What? I don't know how this works. There we go. 37, 20, 53.156. You're going to edit around this. This is awkward.
I'm probably going to leave it in. I'm not going to lie, because I'm going to kind of just ship this episode
79,
out.
13. Sorry to the listeners. Just skip forward 15 seconds. I'll get there eventually. To give you a mental image of what I'm doing, I have the mic between my knees, the gift on my lap, and then Beth Ann's laptop in my left hand.
And I'm just sitting comfortably watching.
It's the address to the Taco Bell. This is incredible.
I thought of this in October, and I waited.
That is the best gift ever. Whoa, don't drop your laptop.
If you so now if you look at the gift, you'll look on the O's, and I made it as a secret taco.
It's a taco.
It's a taco.
I love it. That's hilarious.
And I put it in pink, millennial pink, because I know it's your color and the podcast color.
I love it. That is incredible. Everyone's gonna be like, "That's your house, right?" And be like, "Yeah,
sure,
it's my house."
I literally had to grab Timberlake and trace that.
Yeah, I was like, my new street doesn't have that many side streets. There's no way that's my house. That makes sense. All right, I also made your present.
Ooh, we got crafty. Mia, would you like to help?
I watched 2 entire seasons of Grey's Anatomy while making this.
On.
There's 2.
One with oh, gee. This is going to the bedroom on the nightstands. On both nightstands.
Please describe
Leah
it.
Has cross-stitched me the dude from The Big Lebowski and John Goodman's character. I can't think of his name right now because this is too funny. John Goodman's character. So have you seen the movie?
Nope.
Where'd you?
I went to Etsy. This was back when we recorded with 3 films, 3 podcasts.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it's called right now. Sorry, guys. 3 films and a podcast. That's what it's called. I was like, I wonder if there are any Big Lebowski cross-stitch patterns.
Amazing.
And there were.
This is incredible. I love them so much. And I think I'm going to put one in my office.
You should.
I think I'll do the dude one.
The dude one is my favorite because it looks like the carpet.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I love that we both were like crafts this year.
Crafts.
We were on theme. All right. Shall we talk about...
I have to edit my post for work because I spelled manager wrong.
Oh.
My bad.
I've done that before.
Okay. It's fixed, I think. Anyway.
Let's talk about shows.
Oh, we got to talk about Adele's album because we started to talk about it. Oh, yeah, we did. And I've been listening to a podcast called Every Single Album. I started because they started talking about all of Taylor's albums, and now they're covering all of Adele's albums. So I've been in like Adele world for the last 4 hours of listening time. I don't like 30.
I'm not a fan of it.
I don't know what it
is.
Just
in generally as a year mark in someone's life, and also the music that went along with it. I don't know, like I want to preface this. I am a huge Adele fan. If you listen to this podcast, I call her the Alto Lord and Savior.
I've been thinking about that all day.
And that still stands, even though I'm passing on this album. I always appreciate when an artist does something new. That's fine. But I guess it just didn't hit me.
No.
The way I wanted it to hit me.
I couldn't finish it.
I didn't finish it either. I got halfway through and I was like, I'm kind of done. I know where this is going.
That's kind of how the song that weirded me out, which is weird. Most people are like, this is the best song I've ever heard, is My Little Love. Yeah. Because those voice memos with her kid just felt too personal. And I was like, I should not be listening to this exchange. I feel like I'm encroaching on their lives. And I didn't like the way that it was laid into the music, the way that it was produced into there.
Yeah. And also they had some interesting like background vocals in general throughout the whole album of what I listened to, I should say. And I don't know, like it felt like I respect someone doing something different, but for me it just did not hit.
It did not hit.
And that's hard for me as an Adele stan who loves Adele that this album did not hit. But that's fine. It's okay. I don't have to like everything an artist puts out.
It is disappointing because 25 was so good.
Oh, that was a monumental album.
So good. So I had very high expectations for this. When that first single came out, I was like, this is it.
I wonder if she delayed it because Bo Burnham put out the song 30. So like she was like, God damn it, Bo.
Apparently she got drunk at her best friend's wedding a couple weeks ago and leaked that it was supposed to come out last year. So,
oh really?
It's very possible.
Well, there you go, Bo Burnham.
Upstage Adele.
Yeah, upstaged Adele.
But good luck to anyone who wants to go see her in Vegas because apparently resale tickets, the minimum ticket price right now is $1,500.
Holy shit!
Yes.
Wow. Yes. I mean, there was a part of me that wanted to go see her in Hyde Park in London, but you know,
she's in Vegas for the next foreseeable future. So
yeah. Is she doing? She's doing a residency.
She's doing a residency, and it's a very
where are you going, bud?
Structured residency. Because you know she's had to cancel tours in the past because her voice is very fragile.
Yeah.
And so basically the way this residency works is I don't know if it's just on weekends, but she performs 2 nights in a row and has 5 days of vocal rest between shows. So
gotcha.
I feel like that's a weekend to weekend thing.
Probably.
So it'll be interesting. I need to watch the Oprah special. I didn't watch the Oprah special.
No, I didn't either.
Because I don't have cable. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, that's all right. You don't have to like every album an artist puts out.
We're going to talk about favorite albums of the year a little later. I made an itinerary for this rambling episode.
I'm excited. I haven't done a lightning round on our own podcast. I get out of the car and Leah's like, oh, by the way, we're doing a lightning round. I was like,
surprise.
And the first thing I said was I supposed to prepare anything?
No, I decided we were doing this today.
Because I tend to forget things.
Because I figured we weren't on a time limit for this one like we normally are. We're like, we got 15 minutes.
We got to record
2 more episodes.
No, not at all.
So we went to go see our friends Glimmers.
We did.
And other bands, which we'll talk about. We drove to Local 506 in Chapel Hill.
Which is a really cool venue.
Yes.
I really, really liked it.
Talk about them. They are a very small venue. It's basically a bar with a stage in the back, but I like it that way. Like,
yeah.
They have they're not quite booths. It's like a really tall bench along the whole edge of the room. So no matter where you are, you can see, which is great as a short person.
Mm-hmm.
It was not that crowded, and we were very close to the front, so I didn't have that problem. But if it was a more crowded show, would have had that problem. So the first band that went on was No Scope, which was their second show ever.
Yeah.
And they almost didn't get to play because their drummer was sick and couldn't come, and then their backup drummer bailed on them on the way to the gig. So they just called up their friend. I literally think his name was Kyle.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Kyle.
What's the fuck up, Kyle?
Can you play Cajon for us? And Kyle's like, sure. So they did a stripped down acoustic set. It was just 3 songs because they were the first opener. They were fun. We got a picture with the lead singer. They have apparently checked out this podcast. So, hey, guys.
Hey.
You guys did really great for it being your second show ever.
Yeah.
And on your third backup drummer.
You made it work. And that's what matters in music.
The second band was Lowborn. I loved
Lowborn. I was like really surprised because I didn't think I mean, you know, with openers, I always like to hear new acts but you know, you kind of just like know you have a threshold.
Yeah.
What the opener will sound like mentally, and they just surpassed it.
Yes. They sang pretty much what I would describe as sad bops.
I think the best part about their entire set was the very beginning, and they're building up. They're going, dun, 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 dun. I'm depressed.
Yes.
Burn.
Their music is so good. We did forget one thing about No Scope is they sang, I'm at
we're at Burger King with my Burger Queen.
Can I have a large fry? And the whole crowd sang along. That was great.
Yeah.
Shout out to adding the TikTok reference in there. But not No Scope. Lowborn was so good.
They were so good.
They were so fun. Check them out. They're based in Chapel Hill, so I feel like we could go see them again very easily if we wanted.
Yeah.
Or Greensboro, somewhere nearby. Rody's about to put his butt on your laptop.
We have the dogs out, so you're gonna probably hear
being
a little
perfect angel. Look at her tail.
Yeah, Rody is trying to lay down, but he wants to sit on my laptop because he was a cat in a past life, as I have discussed.
Then Glimmers took the stage, who we were there for. Our friends. Hi, Maggie. Mia. Okay, this is what I get for saying she's a perfect angel. She's now in my face.
You called her.
They were fantastic. They were so much fun.
Yeah.
They were so good. You can catch us in the tour recap video. I'm voguing because they did a cover of Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. And you have to do the walk, work
you have to.
baby.
Absolutely.
Mia!
All right, sit down. Because I don't have time to edit all this, so you got to sit.
I forget what I was going to say about them, but they were so...
They did such a great job. I just love their energy on stage. They have such a great demeanor on stage.
Yes, you can tell they love each other. Like, I got the picture of Ari wiping sweat out of Alex's eyeballs.
Oh,
during
and that's
one
just
point
friendship.
And they're all just besties. Like, and you don't get that vibe from every band you see.
No, you don't.
And they were so much fun.
Yeah, it was just a great set. The songs they chose.
Yes.
Both their originals and their covers.
It was not long enough.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, it was 11 o'clock when we left, so I was feeling it, but if it was 6 o'clock, I would definitely want more.
They just need to play closer so that
they need to come to Virginia.
Party later.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Even if they came here, it'd probably be Richmond.
If anyone that we've interviewed or soon to interview come to our area, we will party with you.
Yes.
That is our offer.
It'll be like a 10-minute drive home.
Yes.
And not a 2-hour drive home.
Yes.
I think that was it. Oh, we found a cat cafe.
We did, and we couldn't go.
We got there 2 minutes after closing, and
we just looked at the cats all sad, and the owner is like, yeah, you'll just have to come back at our time. We're just like, we're so close.
We don't live here. And we walked, we had time to kill because we got there early, and we walked to the most random Target. It's the tiniest Target I've ever seen in downtown Chapel Hill, and Beth Ann bought a new mask.
I did, because I didn't like mine. I was self-conscious about it. But yeah, great show all around. Love the venue. It was a solid local show.
Yes. 10 out of 10. Glimmers, I'm sure is doing more shows next year because their tour got cut a little short this time. So go check them out and go listen to our episode where we interviewed Maggie.
Yes, yes.
Hopefully we'll have Maggie back soon.
Fingers
we
crossed.
haven't planned for 2022 at all yet, so we'll see.
We've been just planning pretty much day by day at
one
this
day
point.
at a time.
Yeah.
I went to go see Misterwives
shortly after
this past Friday at the time of this recording. Incredible. But first I tell you the experience.
The sets from the photos were just perfect.
Yes. So they made Mandy, the lead singer, that was her vision and her plan, because their album is called Super Bloom. Mm-hmm. It's about becoming yourself in times of true adversity, and so everything's flowery and beautiful, and they made the sets and they built this projection screen that's behind them themselves and mapped it out. It was really great. First, let me tell you the story about going to use the bathroom in this line while we were waiting.
I think you told me this.
Did I tell you this?
Yeah. Strip club?
Yes, but I didn't tell the listeners this.
Oh, okay. Yes, please tell it to listeners.
So this venue in in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, it's XL Live, which is a suggestive name in itself, but it is not the strip club. It's just the venue. It is across the street from a strip club.
Called XL Mini?
No, called Hannah's.
Oh.
No, Savannah's on Hannah, because it's Hannah Street. We call it Savannah, Montana.
Savannah, Montana.
So these are the only two buildings on this street. The only other building is a diner across the very busy road behind the venue. So I've had quite a lot of water to drink at this point, and I had to pee so bad. And 3 years ago when I was at this venue, I just went behind the dumpster because who the fuck cares?
Right.
Well, I go behind the dumpster, and there's a dude sitting in his pickup truck in the parking lot, the strip club, just staring at me, and I was like, well, I can't do that. So I go into the strip club and I was like, can I use your bathroom? And the girl working the front desk was like, are you from that concert? I was like, yeah. She goes, I can't keep doing this all night. I was like, we're about to go in. Like, doors are in 30 minutes. I drove 4 hours to come here, and I drank a lot of water, and I'm about to pee my pants. Can I please use your bathroom? And the owner was like, had just walked in the lobby, and she's like, can she use the bathroom? He's like, I guess. I was like, I promise not to look at anything or touch anything.
No touching.
So she's like, you can... First, she had to ID me because you can't even go in if you're under 21.
Yeah.
I don't think she believed that my ID was real, but that whatever. And so she scans my ID, and she's like, you have to leave your purse and your phone up here. I was like, I don't care. I'm about to pop. And the owner escorts me to the bathroom, but there's just a girl dancing while we're walking back to the bathroom. And I was like, so this is what a strip club's like. Very clean bathroom. Very dark bathroom.
But clean.
But very clean.
That's good. Hygiene's important.
Yes. So then it really was like 30 minutes for the show. So we got to go in and I did the VIP experience, which was super bingo. So they give you a bingo card that was like designed by them in the Super Bloom theme. You get a pack of stickers, you get a bingo marker, and the back of the card's been signed by the band.
Yeah. And
this way, like, you can interact with the band. There's only 23 of us that did it. And this venue had really nice tables back in like this little cafe looking area. So the band's off over here calling numbers and like talking and chit chatting with everyone who's there, but being like at a safe distance so that they're not catching your germs or whatever. And the winner of Super Bingo got to do karaoke and do a song with them.
Oh, that's such a fun idea.
I was like, this is a top-notch VIP experience.
Absolutely.
And then we all got to go in front of the stage while they were on stage and have like a group photo taken.
That's cool.
Which would have probably sucked if it was a bigger group, but it was only 20 of us. So like it was a good photo. It's a really cute photo. The opening band was Francis Forever, which you all listening probably know from Space Girl.
Yeah. I saw a lunar eclipse.
Yeah, it was them. They were so fun.
That's awesome.
I was very hesitant because we got to hear the sound check, but you can't judge a band off sound check.
No, you can't.
But I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I only know the Space Girl song. But they were so fun. The crowd was very into it. She had a guitarist. Her name was Soraya, who just like shredded.
That's awesome.
I followed her on Instagram like while she was playing. She was so talented. And yeah, their music is very like indie pop, I'd say.
Yeah, I've never listened to Misterwives. I just know the name.
Well, Francis Forever. I feel like
I'm sorry.
Slightly too old for Francis Forever in like a weird way. The audience at this show, me, my friend Wabs and I were like the oldest people, which felt very wrong. But the kids were so sweet that we met in line.
That's awesome.
And then Misterwives blew me away. Like, you've seen Luke perform.
Yeah.
Luke is a very energetic performer, but all of his dancing occurs in breaks when he doesn't have to sing.
Yeah.
Mandy is literally up there jumping, dancing, moving around while singing and not missing a beat.
Damn.
Like, she was running in place while singing and like jumping up and down, and like if you were just listening to it, you wouldn't even think that she was moving, much less like jumping. And she wears this costume that she calls her loofah because it's very poofy and like pure tulle.
Yeah.
Which I imagine is very cool because it's very hot.
I bet.
Doing what she does. But the band gets into it, like during Coming Up for Air, they all lean back and then they all lean forward.
Oh.
At the very end, they do a little bit of an interpolation of Shout, and they go a little bit softer now, a little bit softer.
Yeah.
And they get down and they all lay on their backs. So like they're playing bass and guitar like completely on the ground.
I love it.
And they have a saxophone player. Like, how often do you see bands that have a saxophone player?
Only in ska. I haven't seen it since.
Now, maybe that's why I like Misterwives so much. It's that sax influence.
Sax influence.
But they also debuted a new song that's not even out yet.
Ooh, exclusive.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. I filmed it, and it has gotten a lot of views on YouTube.
Nice.
Because no one's heard it until 5 more hours from now it'll be out. It's called Stepped on a Bee.
Step on a bee?
Stepped on a bee.
Step on a bee.
Stepped on a bee. But their show, it was incredible because obviously they couldn't tour for 2 years. Apparently, I don't know exactly like the details, but they went through a really rough patch as a band, which is why they wrote Super Bloom. But then right like 2 weeks before this tour started, they got dropped from their label.
Oh, jeez. Who were they signed to?
Fueled by Ramen.
Really?
Yup.
Fueled by Ramen dropped them? That's going to be a mess up on their end.
So they are producing their new song, Stepped on a Bee, on their own under Resilient Little Records.
Good for them.
So I'm proud of my new friends.
That's really awesome. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of them right now.
They ended up having to cancel the rest of their tour because Mandy got COVID.
Poor thing.
2 days after we saw them. So there are a handful of dates scheduled for January if you are in the DC, New York City area and would like to go see them. Highly recommend. Like, even if you aren't familiar with a lot of their music, I think you would have a blast at their show.
Yeah.
Because everyone's having a blast. Like, it's just good vibes all around.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures because, it's the first thing you do when you talk about a band is look at pictures of them.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. This is the lightning round year interview questions.
Gosh. I'm nervous like our interviewers are nervous.
They're not really lightning round.
Our interviewees.
I'm not going to ask you what kind of cereal you are.
Oh, yeah. Old news.
What was your favorite album to come out in 2021?
I'm probably going to go... It's probably Spirit Box, Eternal Blue. Just excellent album, excellently produced. I mean, I think Spirit Box, and you guys, it was my artist of the year, according to Spotify. Spirit Box is the future of metal. And that's all right, Rhodey. Step on all the chords.
Yeah. We're not using those.
And I think Eternal Blue is going to be an album that will be like revered as the changing of metal. Like that's how strongly I feel about it.
I haven't listened to it. I'm just gonna nod and agree.
Yeah, just nod and agree.
The one song you played on the way back from 7-Eleven sounded cool.
Yeah, Sun Killer.
I'm gonna have to say A Real Good Person in a Real Bad Place.
Oh, that's number 2 for me.
It's such a good album.
That is number 2 by only like a thin margin. Des Rocks knocked it out of the park with that album.
If it had come out earlier than October, it would have been my top album of the year. But I only had 30 days with it to count in the Spotify Wrapped summary because the data stops on Halloween for some dumb reason.
Weird. Well, that's gonna be a lot of my data.
Yeah. So
is that album
next year maybe it'll be my top. But yeah, that album. I don't think we talked about it much on this show, other than maybe the concert recap. It's so different and like not in some of his interviews. Danny can come across the way they frame him as a little pretentious of I'm changing rock and roll, and it's part of it's just his character they puts on, but also I think that's how journalists just frame the way they're interviewing people. But it is different. Like
it is.
It's not like anything I've ever heard. It's got influences. It's basically if you took Elvis and Muse, and put them in a blender.
That is exactly Des Rocks to a T.
And it shouldn't work, but it does. And it's just such a catchy album.
Every song.
But it kind of hurts a little bit too.
Every song is great.
Yes. Even Break, Break, which is just weird. But
yeah.
Brody.
He's licking a pillow. He's busy.
What is your favorite song that was released this year?
Circle With Me, probably.
Is that from the Spirit Box album?
It's also from Spirit Box. I know it's kind of boring. But yeah, Circle With Me is just, it's an awesome song. I mean, I don't know how to describe it other than, good screamy parts, brutal screamy parts.
Lots of screamy parts.
Lots of good screamy parts. She has this chorus where she says, this bridge where she says, I am son of the dying sun. I climb the altar and I claim my place as God. And it says, I claim my place as God. It's great. It's fantastic.
If you say so.
You seem very convinced.
Is that what was screaming out of your car when you pulled in today?
No, that was In This Moment, Big Bad Wolf.
Very similar vibe.
Very, very similar vibe.
I think my top song has to be All Too Well, Taylor's version, 10-minute version from the
haven't
vault.
even listened to it. I haven't watched it.
Okay, after this, we're going to listen to it because it is...
10-minute version?
10-minute version. You need to listen to it. It is so fucking good. Like, All Too Well has always been a very hyped up song in the Swiftie community. It's a great song. I mean, it's on Rolling Stone's list of like top songs ever because it's like one of Taylor's best songwriting songs. But when I heard that 10-minute version for the first time, because the original one is like 4 minutes. So the way that I thought it was going to play out is it's going to be the original song and then like 6 minutes added into the middle. So you get to this like 2:30 mark and there's just new lyrics shoved into the middle of a phrase and you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like I was listening at work.
It's like a Easter egg that's forced in your ear.
Yeah, I literally like I'm at work listening to this song for the first time in my office and this new line pops up and I was like, I literally like jumped out of my seat. I was like, what the fuck? This line was not here.
You know, she probably bet on that happening to people too.
Yes.
I love that she did that.
Because no one knew how this was going to work. Like she teased one little lyric and everyone's like, this doesn't fit in the melody. And I'm like, I think she knows how to fit her own lyrics into her song.
I think, I could be wrong, but she could be just like a songwriting genius and you should probably let her be.
This song has some of the best lyrics I've ever heard. Like, also, it just roasts Jake Gyllenhaal. And the short film that accompanies it, we'll watch the short film because that's probably the best way to first digest this.
I would like to watch it in a short film version.
Yes, the short film is so good. A little uncomfortable because Sadie Sink is 19 and Dylan O'Brien is 30.
Oh.
But that's how old Jake and Taylor were when they were dating. And back in, 2008, 9? No one thought it was weird because we were all dumb.
Yeah.
So there's my soapbox on 10-minute All Too Well. Also, there's an alternate version that's produced by Aaron Dessner. That's the Sad Girl Autumn version, which is just piano backing.
Nice.
It's even better. Favorite artist you covered in a main episode of our show?
Amy Winehouse.
I forgot that was this year.
Yeah, March or April.
Mine's Dolly, which was in January. So
I did not know how much that episode was going to affect me as it did. And I think I had some personal things that were also happening that like kind of got cemented where I had to go on a new medication. And it kind of like I felt it more because of medication, but also just like her life in general. You see what she went through with the media and how she was forced into this position. And all we do is, she's just one of the 27ers. But why is she one of the 27ers? Yeah. And it's just no one asks the why. Why is that happening? And, even after doing her artist episode, I was listening to that album Back to Black nonstop for like months. I think it was like number 3 in my top.
Yeah, it's not on your record player for the first time.
No, it's Christmas now.
6 months.
But I have listened to that album so much this year, along with Songs in the Key of Life. Like if I don't know what to listen to, I put on one of those 2 albums. And she is oddly having a little bit of a resurgence right now.
Yeah.
And it could be because it's the 10-year anniversary since her passing, but I think, what she did in music is going to live on in some way. Sorry, go ahead and talk about Dolly.
Oh, it's just Dolly Parton. What is it?
It's just Dolly. Oh, that's true. You don't really need to say anything else.
I said
she
everything.
roasted RuPaul the other day.
Really?
So hard. It was great.
I need to watch this clip.
Well, I think there's a clip, but it was like an interview. And basically, like, RuPaul asked her, it's like, so do you wear your heels all day? And she goes, oh, yes, I do. Like, I'm wearing one making breakfast. She's like, you always got to be dressed up every day, unlike you who takes it off. She roasted
I feel like RuPaul. Dolly looks like Dolly 100%.
She says she does when she's making breakfast. She's dressing up.
There was a quote that I read when I researched her. Something about she like keeps herself looking presentable all the time because you never know when you're going to be like rushed to the hospital or something. And she needs to look presentable. I'm like, that's like a morbid thought, but okay.
That's funny.
Favorite show you went to this year?
Show. Not Blue Ridge.
We have a whole 40-minute drag on that.
You can hear about that later. It's probably In This Moment. That was...
I figured that's what you picked.
That was a phenomenal, like... It was both phenomenal music, phenomenal photography. Not cinematography. Choreography.
Mm-hmm.
But you can listen to my recap about it. But just that, like, idea of, like, how she almost turned into a worship-like service. It's like, whoa, I've never seen this done before. So that was my favorite.
Mine is the Struts at the Stone Pony. The second time that
is
night.
that where Bruce Springsteen's keyboardist showed up or something?
Bon Jovi's.
Bon Jovi's. That's
but
who
yes, it was. That was where they impromptu covered "Living on a Prayer." There was like way less people in there, which helped not be squished up against the barricade. But the energy was unreal. I think about that night like once a day.
That's awesome.
It was just...
That's how you know you went to a good show, when you reminisce.
It was just the best show I've ever been to. I had like the entire front barricade. I knew everyone up there.
That's nice.
It was... I'll never live that moment again. And it was a freak thing that happened because they were supposed to play outside and it rained.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
That's awesome.
This is kind of a hard question because we don't know everything that's happening next year. But at this moment, what is your most anticipated album in 2022?
Oh, I know that by heart. It's Under Oath.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they're coming out with a new one.
Dude, every song I have heard. And mind you, they released a like visual album with it where you can listen to it early. I have not watched it because I like to wait. But every single song I have heard has been overwhelmingly great. It may be better than Define the Great Line, and you all know how much I love that album, and I consider it a masterpiece. This may challenge that spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bold claim.
Because they got back to their roots.
Yeah.
Not only did they get back to their roots, they dealt with their shit, and they made something great out of those two things combined. So I'm actually planning to go see them in Charlotte with Spirit Box and Every Time I Die. In March, I think.
Be a good show.
Yeah.
Mine, I'm going to cheat and pick two because one is a re-record. I'm anticipating that we're going to get Speak Now Taylor's version sometime in 2022. And that was my first favorite Taylor album back in high school. I had that CD in my car when I turned 16, and it pretty much just stayed in my CD player. And I cannot wait to hear the re-record. Like,
is that the one with the really pretty purple dress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So everyone's kind of assuming that's gonna be a very purple theme, where Fearless was gold, red is red.
Yeah.
Speak Now is probably gonna be a very purple. The deluxe edition back in the day was red. It's confusing, but it was right before red came out, so it was kind of like an Easter egg. But Speak Now is one of the best Taylor albums, and one that she wrote entirely by herself. Just to show that she could.
Oh, I love that.
Because people after Fearless were like, she can't write songs on her own. She's leaning on Liz Rose. And she was like, bet.
Yeah.
And it's full of bops. But there is rumors of a fourth Struts album coming out next year.
Right. We were talking about that.
So it's about time. Like, their last album was 2020, and they had an album in the works before they did Strange Days in 10 days. And from what I know, like half that album's gotten scrapped and they're working on new stuff. So I don't know for sure that that's coming out next year. But if it does, it will be my most anticipated album because I'm excited to see what they do next.
Yeah, me too.
Especially if it stays in the vein of Strange Days.
Yeah.
And that songwriting. My last question, what is your most anticipated show in 2022?
Oh, I'm going to. It's been delayed for 2 years now, of course. But I'm going to go see Rage Against the Machine with Run the Jewels.
Yes.
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be in DC. We did a Rage episode. You can go listen to them. But yeah, I love the combo of the two.
Yeah.
The two
they
lineups.
pair well
That's
together.
what sold me. Yeah, they'll play really well. And then an honorable mention is I plan to go see Leprous.
Yes.
You should come with me. Just
TBD.
They don't scream.
Okay. I still need to listen to them.
You would like them, especially because their newer stuff has gotten softer.
Okay.
It's just, Norwegian-y.
I like the symphonic metal.
Yeah, you would love it then. You will love Leprous.
Okay.
I'm telling you. But that's my honorable mention, is I plan to go see them.
As far as tickets that I actually have already purchased, I'm going to have to say K-Flay in February in DC. It's going to be
nice.
Fucking cold outside, but I don't care. She is so good. Her lyrics, I don't know if you've ever listened to K-Flay.
I haven't.
Everyone needs to go listen to Solutions, her album Solutions. She is like rap, but with a guitar. Like, I don't know how to describe it. She really doesn't have a genre.
Yeah.
In my opinion. She collaborates a lot with like Grandson and that crowd.
Yeah.
So that gives you kind of like the flavor. But Solutions is such a good album. She just released 2 EPs called Inside Voices and Outside Voices. Also fantastic. But Solutions like is one of those albums that like the first time I heard it, I was like, I'm never gonna forget this album, and this album will stick with me for the rest of my life. Type album. I'm hoping she does
like
them. There's something special when you listen on a first listen and you're like, I'm never turning this off.
Have you ever felt that with an artist though? You listen to the song and you're like, I have a feeling me and you, we're going to listen to each other. I'm going to listen to you for a very long time.
The first time I heard Ashes, which was the first song I like listened to by the Struts, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I remember when you listen. I remember the day you discovered Struts because you chatted me at work and you're like, dude, like you sent me
listen
Struts.
To them.
Yeah.
I was like, I need this injected into my bloodstream. And so far I haven't stopped. And it's been 3 years, 4 years.
Has it really
what
been
year
that
is
long?
it was December 2018.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 years.
Wow. Damn,
Crazy.
we've known each other that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a lifetime ago.
It was a lifetime ago.
Those are all my questions. If you have any
Good questions. My only question is, which Slurpee flavor out of the 16 did you get?
I got blueberry lemonade. I almost said blue raspberry, but it's not. It's very good. I've only ever had it one time because this 7-Eleven sucks and only has like cherry and blue raspberry. And
hey, that's my 7-Eleven you're talking about.
Vitamin water. What the fuck is a vitamin water Slurpee?
Well, guess what I got? A vitamin water, strawberry lemonade, because I like zero sugar drinks. I try not to drink my sugar that much.
If I'm getting a Slurpee, it's going to be sugar.
So I got the zero sugar one. It's very good.
It was good, but I prefer my blueberry lemonade.
Yeah, that does sound good.
They do have one that's like a Coke freestyle machine.
I saw that.
See that? At the base is lemonade.
And then it's like mango lemonade and
blueberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade, and cherry lemonade, I think.
Yeah.
Genius idea.
Yeah. Well, this has been our rambling episode. To somewhat satisfy your She Will Rock You episode means.
But we didn't have to do any research.
No, there was no research. It was kind of nice, and we got gifts out of it. Mm-hmm. So, and a Slurpee and a hot dog.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like more of our episodes should be like that.
This is how we need to record every concert recap.
A gift, a Slurpee, and a hot dog.
Yeah. 7-Eleven coming through.
Well, you guys have a great holiday season. We will be back in January. Me and Leah. I know she's already started researching. I'm hitting researching next week. And I'm very excited because I'm covering a big artist. And I'm kind of nervous covering them because I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up.
At the time you're listening to this, we will be back next Friday. Or next Wednesday. The 5th, I think is what we decided. Don't quote me on that. But
we're recording the 5th?
No, we're recording the 31st.
Oh, that's right.
Because we're off.
Yeah.
We're going to have mimosas. It's going to be a lit episode.
Dude, we should make it a mission to get mimosa drunk through the whole episode.
I mean, I'm bringing the champagne.
And I'll bring the orange juice.
Okay.
I also have like a shit ton of like wine and cider I gotta drink through. So we should and I'll make like some like egg frittata thing or something.
You're the one who has to edit this. So.
That's fine. That's fine. As long as I get my artist done halfway sober, that's fine by me.
So you get the easy end of the stick.
Correct.
I get the hard end.
Exactly.
I have to say my episode drunk.
Where's the problem?
So join us next week as we get drunk on mimosas and tell you guys
in
stories.
2022. But also, I just want to thank everyone this year because I remember looking at Leah in 2021 at the beginning of it. And do you remember this? I kind of looked at you and I said, I have a feeling that we're going to really blow up this year.
And we got so many new fans.
We got so many new fans. We made both in our listenership and in just podcast buddies. We have built so many good relationships with other indie podcasts like us. We have been guests on shows. We've had guests on our shows. It has been such a blast and such an honor. Is that a weird word to say? But that's
been an honor and a privilege.
It's been an honor and a privilege to be a part of the podcast community and have you guys listen to us.
It's still weird to have people want to listen to our show.
We barely could get anyone to listen to us at work.
I know.
They had to separate us.
See, it all paid off.
But anyway, so we'll see you guys in 2022, hoping for another awesome year.
I'm Beth Ann. And I'm Leah.
And this is She Will Rock You.